Okay, this is comment from the future whenever I get to editing my video. Currently in my college bathroom, but let me give you guys a little update. One, I'm in college now, so the consistency of videos, it might slack a little depending on when I have time to edit. That's one. Two, I got a camera. I got a Kodak Pix Pro. The only thing is, it says it's 4K quality. It's not. I don't know if I could convert videos that aren't 4K to 4K. Oh my god, I look so aki. So weird. To 4K. So just bear with it, because I don't want to use my phone all the time to record. When it's longer videos where I can't constantly like push the button to re-record, I'll use that camera until I make money from YouTube and am able to upgrade and get a new one. So just bear with me. It's gonna feel like a little vintage 2000s feel. I don't know. Anyways, yeah. So just bear with me with everything. Some videos will be recorded with my iPhone, some won't. And just expect just don't expect the video schedule. I will always upload on the weekend, but how often, it really depends. But yeah, that's just an update. So continue to watch my videos, continue to share it and support. Hello. Hey everybody, what's up? My name is Comment and I'm here with
Nyla.
Yeah, you met her in the last vlog. And welcome back to Comment's World. So, how do I introduce?
What's the topic for today?
Oh yeah. Today I'm trying something new and we're gonna do a series review. The series being, I don't know the full name. High School Musical.
The series.
The musical. The
musical the series.
Blind. Embarrassing.
Okay, High School Musical, the series.
Yes.
If you haven't watched it, you literally do not have to go and watch it. Like, we're not forcing you. But if you have watched it, great. You're gonna know what we're talking about. You go look up a little recap of each season, and you could come back. We'll wait. We'll wait. Okay, you should be back already. So yeah, I got notes on my phone.
I do too.
So
Listen, I got words.
No, I got words too.
Please.
Oh, let's give them not the Google Docs telling me to sign in.
Please.
Can you give us a synopsis of the show?
Okay, so High School Musical, the series, is basically a show taking place in the now after the whole movie series High School Musical. And it starts basically off with this drama teacher named Miss Jen, and she wants to basically have the kids that go to the school High School Musical was shot at actually put on the play High School Musical. You know, it gives very much like Glee vibes, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it definitely do give, but like not the same like level of like.
Yeah, it's not.
It's like more, you know.
It's very much like you could tell it's meant for like a certain age group, because Glee is like, that was on FX, that was meant for like older people basically, but like this is mainly for like kids, teenagers, preteens, all that. And
basically every season they do a musical based on like a Disney thing. Like the first season they did the first High School Musical. The second one,
Beauty and the Beast.
The third one was Frozen, I guess. And the last one is going right back to High School Musical, but it's the third movie where they all like graduate and stuff.
Yeah.
So there's like a handful of main characters. There's Ashlyn, the redhead girl, right?
Yes.
Ashlyn, and then her nigga Big Red, who looked like her sibling, but yeah. There's Ricky, who always plays Troy. There's Gina, the black girl. Oh, I mean, Gina.
Blind. Embarrassing.
There's Gina, who plays Gabriella this season.
Yeah.
Then there used to be Nini, who was Olivia Rodrigo, but
we see where that went.
Yeah. Carlos and Seb.
Yeah.
Right,
we
Carlos.
had EJ.
EJ. Bro, there's so many main characters.
Yeah, it's like basically, let's start start from the beginning. So it starts off with basically like with Ricky and Nene, they're together, and Nene wrote the song for Ricky being like and telling him basically I love you. That nigga couldn't say I love you back. Ooh, that man could say I love you back.
Right.
And so now it's like, okay, it's going into what their sophomore. I don't know what year. How old are these people?
Bro, honestly, I don't know, because Gina is like junior. As a junior, surprisingly. I thought she was going to be a senior. I thought they was all going to be graduating. But speaking on Ricky and not being able to commit, we're going to go episode. I wrote my notes episode by episode.
Uh-oh. We're starting with what? Season 1?
No, we're starting with episode 1. We're going over the final season.
Okay, gotcha.
But we're going to tie in the other seasons.
Okay, gotcha.
Okay, so we're starting. I did it by episode, so these are my pre-thoughts. Okay, these are my thoughts before I finish season 4. And let me just say, I was not Team Rena. I was not Team Rena. I just didn't see it, and here's why. Gina's my girl. I love Gina. And I want happiness for her, right? I want her to be able to get a man, da-da-da. My problem is Ricky has not only mommy issues, but he has daddy issues. And he can't commit to nothing. And
clock that T. Clock that T.
Let's not forget that Gina, like, Ben was liking him before he got with Nene, sorry. But she never said nothing to Nene. Like,
I just feel like they really played in my face with them because it's like they essentially made her a second option, and I don't like that.
I don't like how they did that. Like, honestly, throughout the whole series, Gina has always been runner up to Nene's character. And I feel like if Olivia Rodrigo didn't leave, I don't think we would have got that.
That's what I'm saying.
That character development of Gina.
If she did not have that run she had in 2020 where her album was that, she would still be on the show.
Right.
She would definitely still be on the show. So it's like, I don't like how basically, because like, let's talk about how the fact that, you know, she had other stuff, like, she's a good dancer and stuff like that. Like, she has stuff going for her, but at the same time, she was always put on a back burner and shit like that, especially in relationships.
Right.
Like, and it's like, she shouldn't have to do that. Especially,
mind you, the show developers made her always get with Nene's exes.
That too. That's
because
weird.
EJ, we'll talk about that in a sec. EJ was with Nene first, right? Didn't they like go to a theater camp together? They hooked up or whatever. Yeah. And then she came to school, and then stuff was going on with her. EJ, he had the best character development out of everybody. So stuff was going on with him. He dropped him. She dropped him, and then she got with Ricky. And then Gina ends up getting with Ricky once Nene leaves. Like, you see how she's always like second best, and I don't like that. Like, why you playing in her face like that? She's not second best. Like,
especially because it's like, at the same time, we could have did a whole different. They could have did a lot of things with Gina's character. Like, they could have did a whole lot with her, but it was like, okay, now she got to think for Ricky because whatever. Like, I don't even know why they even like made that a thing. Cause I guess it worked out in the end for them. Whatever. But it's like, bro, at the end of the day, why have they took forever to make it happen, one, and then two, it's like, what, like, they could have did way more with her, with the whole, like, her mom not being there like that. Like, her mom is a whole, like, I forgot, her mom was like, what, like, wait, I don't know, her mom was like an environmentalist type situation, so she wasn't home like that. Her brother wasn't home like that, you know, she basically like a latchkey kid, essentially.
And then last season with the Frozen thing, they had a whole documentary about the making of the Frozen show, so that came out, but because it was like reality TV style, they put a lot of stuff in it to fluff it up. So like Carlos, for example, they made him like have like a secret boyfriend back home or whatever, which we'll get into later. And for them, it was like, for Gina, it was all about her and like Ricky, or this budding romance forming. So when we come back to season 4, now she wants to hide her relationship with Ricky instead of like just being out and open, because she's like, oh, what would people think because of the documentary and da-da-da. But my thing is, nobody really cares about the documentary like that. And Ricky obviously did not want to be in a secret relationship. And I'm like, well, why wouldn't you just tell her? Like, the whole season, it's just him being very jealous and just not being able to, like, communicate.
Which is one of his many problems.
Right. That's exactly why I wasn't Team Rena in the beginning, because it's like, he's the issue. Like, in every season, he's always his own issue. Like, he's always his own problem.
Let that nigga know!
So, Yeah. But then we get introduced to Mac, which is Gina's like old childhood crush. And he's on like a bootleg version of Dog with a Blog. And Ricky feels like really intimidated by him because Gina always like looked up to him and had like she has a big cardboard cutout of him and whatever. And I'm just like, but who are you with though? You're with Gina, right? Like she says time and time again, I'm not interested in nobody else. I'm interested in you. But you're always like, it's always an issue. And then I also was like, where's Seb? In the first episode, Seb was not there. Seb is supposed to be Carlo's boyfriend. I was like, why is Seb not there? Like, he's not even like a secondary character. At this point, he's like tertiary. Like,
but mind you, he's one of the most talented people on that cast.
Right.
Like, quite literally. So it makes no sense. And let's continue.
And then Ashley and Maddox, they start like liking each other, and I like that. Like, I'm here for it. Whatever. As long as Ashley gets away from Big Red, because they look like siblings. I did not like that. I just did not like that. And then Ricky, he keeps going. He keeps like just doing to Gina and about the whole situation with her and Mac because they're in the show. They're starring in a movie together and all this type of stuff. And I'm like, you need to relax. Like, it's not that serious. It's a childhood crush. Like, just relax. And then when the High School Musical 4 release, why are you gonna make them extras instead of like put them in the cast? I thought that was kind of stupid.
I just feel like the whole premise of High School Musical 4 is stupid. I don't know. That's one thing I didn't like. The show itself is a reboot. You could say like adaptation, but they did a reboot inside of adaptation. I didn't like that.
I didn't like that. And then it was like Ryan is gay. Bro, 6-year-old me confirmed that. We already knew that. Like, we knew that.
He was wearing fedoras regularly.
Right.
Like,
we
Should have sent a thank you note, you little hoe.
Okay.
And then also, when Ricky's dad told him to make sure he wraps it up, I was like, oh.
Disney is very loose with the reins.
Mickey Mouse is letting y'all talk about sex?
Because purity rings?
The purity ring arc with the Jonas Brothers and them, like, I was like, okay, and the cursing?
The cursing is crazy.
No, like, for real. Okay, so let's move on to episode 2. So, in episode 2, like, we see that Ricky is starting to be more so head over heels for Gina, because in the second and third season, it was always Gina was head over heels for Ricky. Like, with the whole Valentine's Day thing. Mm-hmm. She thought Ricky gave her those chocolates, but who was it who gave her?
I forgot. It was basically, it was more like a friendly gesture than, like, him actually liking her.
And mind you, he was still with Nene, by the way. But she thought, oh, this meant that that he has feelings for me, which I also didn't like because that's still your best friend and they're still in a relationship. But now we're starting to see that Ricky is more head over heels for her. In the second episode, I still was not really believing the chemistry, but it's like, if Gina happy, then I'm gonna just be happy. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And again, Ricky wants to go public about their relationship, but he has commitment issues, or not commitment issues. No, he does have that. But communication issues. He doesn't communicate his feelings, just like with his parents. He got so many issues. Like,
they never even really tapped into that deeply. Though. That's the crazy part, because like they would show like, oh, his mom coming back, and it's like, can we dig deep into why he has abandonment issues because she left.
Right.
Clock that T. Clock that T.
Right.
And it's like, they never tapped into that's why he wanted Nene to really stay, because he has abandonment issues. Like,
right. And then on top of that, his mom got a new boyfriend like right away.
And then brought him to the show. Okay.
Like, I couldn't. And also his dad getting with the teacher, drama teacher, I was not really feeling that, low key. I mean, they ended up being. We'll get into that. But I wasn't really here for that. I don't like the whole parent with teacher type. I don't really like that, to be honest. Okay, so then we have Danny, which is Mac's girlfriend, the guy from the Dog with the Blog bootleg show. That's his girlfriend, and she was supposed to play Gabriella in a High School Musical 4 movie, but she sucked ass. So. And there's also issues between Mac and Danny for some reason, and I'm just like, they just need to break up. But then we end up finding out that their relationship is fake or whatever. So,
well, Like, well.
And then also Ashley kept stressing about being with Maddox and stuff, and then also stressing about Big Red. And I'm just like, bro, I feel like you should just come out to him. Because like, last season, he came out to everybody in a documentary just randomly. Was he even
He wasn't even at the camp. He wasn't even there. He just popped and was like, oh yeah, I'm bi.
Like, it was just random, but okay.
And they all looked and was like,
okay.
Okay.
Wow, I need a minute to think about this.
But like, y'all look like siblings.
No, they look like they're related, and it's weird.
No, like I'm tired. And that little freshman that they have on the show, that
the
was
weird one with the glasses.
I was like, no, she needs to go. Second episode, I was like, she needs to leave because she knew every single thing about them that wasn't even displayed like to the world. I'm like, Emmy, that's her name. You need to go. I did not like that. And then when Gina finally replaced Danny in the fourth movie, I was like, thank you. Like, Gina does... Bro, if you watch the show, Gina has just been, like we were saying, been second place the whole time. I was glad to finally see her be able to step up and, like, take her career to the next level.
Yeah,
I like that for her. We're Team Gina.
Yeah.
We're Team Gina. Okay, third episode. Again, Ricky keeps going on about how he wants to, like, publicize the relationship. Like, he keeps having these doubts about having a private relationship. It was pissing me off. It was, like, we're 3 episodes in. It was pissing me off, like. And then there was, like, a scene. I don't remember the scene, but Gina and Ricky was gazing at each other, and I kind of was like, okay. I was like, okay, like, I kind of see it. Is it still filming?
Yeah.
Okay. I was like, okay, I was kind of feeling Team Rena just attack. Okay.
The swirl will not get me. I'm not gonna know.
Speaking of swirl, why do you bring that blazing Jet back? Yo, I hate Jet. Bro, if y'all watch the 3rd season, Jet, he's like that. Bro, what's the Japanese term for them, like, niggas who be trying to act like they all cool and stuff, but they still care? Yandere? Sundere? We're gonna put the name somewhere. Yeah. But that's basically what he was. And I didn't like his, like, too cool for school, because he wasn't even doing it right. He was just being a bitter bro, 3rd season, I did not like Jet, but supposedly, him and Maddox are siblings. I don't know how they're related.
Maybe the Asian went to her a lot and the black went to him a lot.
No, they're both Asian, but I'm like, they have the same father or same mom? Like, I didn't know that. Yeah, and then they also have issues at home, which we didn't really delve into that as well. Yeah. But, like, Jet got expelled from one of his schools, and then he left his second school.
And then he, like, outed her. I remember.
Oh, yeah, he also outed her.
Like,
see why I don't like it? Like, I don't like Jet.
No,
I'm gonna fucking scream. Like, I'm dumb tight. This shit is, like, dumb fucking whack.
Like, he tried to use that as, like, well, she gets to be gay, I can't do that.
Mind you, again, they never talked about what the real issue at home was. I don't know what the real issue, I don't know why he's like that. But they brought him back to play Chad because...
he's black?
Oh. No, they needed a Chad because they didn't have enough people, because of the movie going on, they didn't have enough people to, like, be on the cast, I guess.
So, wait, he just transfers mid-school?
Yes, just mid-year he transfers. The
magic of TV is crazy. I think it just transferred mid-school.
And then we get a glimpse of him having a thing for Courtney.
Yeah.
That made no sense. I feel like they just wanted to... Bro, every season with Courtney, they just throw her with another black person and be like, oh... There you go.
What was the other... Remember, okay, season 2, she had, like, that boyfriend that worked at the pizza shop.
Right.
That was at the rival school. And it was like, who is this?
They just be putting her with any black... I'm like, give her an actual plot line, or, like, a romantic plot line. Him liking her was just out of the blue. If you're gonna be that too cool for school nigga, be that too cool for school nigga. Like, him having feelings for Courtney, I was not feeling it. I wanted it better for her. Like, I and then he started talking about how his situation at home, like their home life, was a dictatorship. Again, Disney did not go into that, but let's just say something not right with that nigga. That's all I'm gonna say. And then there was a scene with Mac and like Gina, and basically Mac started questioning Gina's talent or whatever. I forgot what happened. Do you remember what happened?
No. But it's just like that right there. I didn't like that because it's like you were on a show with a fake talking dog.
Right.
Ain't that much talent you got.
Right. I think it was like, oh, he didn't think that she had enough potential to like really be emotional and stuff, or like there was some scene that they was doing with the old teacher or whatever. And he was like, oh, I don't think she's a good fit. And then, boom, she out-acted everybody. I think that's when she did that improv thing. She started, like, crying and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Like, where's her Emmy? Where is Sophia, whatever her last name is, Emmy? Like, where's her Emmy? Like, she out-acted everybody, like... And then Ricky, of course, had to... He messed up the improv scene. Because he was like, wow, at the end. And everybody was like, cut. Like, people was just tired of him.
Every girl he gets is just... It's something about him and sabotaging his girlfriend and shit. Like, I don't know. What is that about? Like, what is your problem?
I'm like, what did he say fuck me for?
When he deleted the comment about Nene going to that musical thing as, like, being a headline... What is your problem?
Thing is, I feel like because he has these parental issues, every time he gets with a girl, he wants to be able to control the girl's life or, like, make sure that they can't run off and leave him.
Like,
but it's like, you can't do that. Like, they have their own lives. They're going to prosper outside of your relationship. Mind you, you're getting with Gina, who's a junior. You're about to go off to college. Granted, he is going to Salt Lake City Community College or whatever, but still, like, these people are going to prosper without you. I'm sorry you don't have a mother. Like, I'm sorry your mama left, but don't put that on the girls that you get with. Like, especially, he's always getting with successful girls. Like, you can't handle it. Why?
If you want to get with a bad bitch, you should know how to be with that bitch.
That's what I'm saying. And then, what's his name? Mr. Mazzara, the black teacher. Yeah. He came back. I don't like him either.
I don't like him either.
He's just a bitch.
No, because first season he was just bum ass robotics club. Like, no, like, oh my god, he was just hating for a way. Nobody even knew about the robotics club.
That's what I'm saying.
Like, hello.
And then, Mac asked Gina for advice on how to be a real high schooler, and I'm like, that's funny because you was just saying that she couldn't act.
Oh.
And then somebody got a letter in the 3rd episode. This is me from the future editing. Basically, the scene I'm referring to was the teacher Mazzara. He ripped up Courtney's that, you know, that personal statement that you give into colleges. He ripped it up because he's a bitter old bitch. That's why I don't like him. Let's move on to episode 4. Okay, so again, we know Ricky's insecure about having a prior relationship. Then Gina and Mac get to talking, and Mac is like, why don't we pose as a fake relationship for publicity for the movie? Mm-hmm. I'm just like, I don't think that's a good idea, because one, you know she's in a relationship. Oh no, I don't think he knew. But Gina started considering, oh, maybe we should pose as a fake couple. Mm-hmm. And I'm just like, but you have a whole man, and y'all already have a private relationship. So why would you publicize a fake relationship and you privatize actual relationship? I didn't get that. I thought it was kind of like, stupid. Right. And we already know Ricky was probably, well, he did flip out when he found out, so.
I'm sorry, what? Like, he was not with it at all.
And then the cursing. They upped the cursing in episode 4. I was like, oh, Mr. Mouse is letting y'all curse? Like, no, I was
back in the day, Ricky would not let that slide.
No, like, and the last episode when Ricky was like, when he broke the 4th wall, he was like, who the f*** are you guys? Like, I was like, oh, okay. And then, it's the Halloween party scene. Episode 4, the Halloween party scene, that's where everything basically went down. Like, mass shit went down, right? And so, basically, Ricky and, what's her name? Ricky and Gina were supposed to have matching costumes. She dressed up as Catwoman, and he was supposed to dress up as Batman. This nigga came in and looked like some nigga from Baywatch.
He just had like a it was like a body shirt with a whistle.
Right.
And it's like, what is that?
And he's like, oh, I'm sorry, like, I didn't come in the Batman costume. She's like, okay, it's fine. Then Danny, again, Mac's girlfriend, walks in, and then she's like, oh, this is the costume we discussed or whatever, or something. She mentioned, like, oh, they was talking about costumes and stuff, and Gina's like, why are you talking to my man about a couple costumes? Like, that doesn't make sense. And so, yeah, he's like, oh, I can explain, da-da-da-da. And they both told each other they had something to tell each other, but I don't know. And then Ashlyn keeps freaking out about confessing to Maddox, or, like, just outing herself. And it's just like, you need to relax. Like, she was doing way too much. Just way too much. And then Mac all of a sudden stands up at the party. I mean, Mac comes into the party, and then he says something to Ricky, and Ricky is just like Ricky needs to stand up for himself. Like, Ricky just, he over here flirting with your girl. Like, he flirting with your girl. Your girl got a whole cardboard cutout of him. You need to stand up, and this is what I'm saying. Like, you need to, if you really about to be bout it with her, you need to take that first step. You need to, like, I don't really blame her for, like, making the relationship private. Could at least, like, publicly she wouldn't get hurt if that nigga didn't step up to the plate.
Mm-hmm. It's also just because, like, I think it has a lot to do with the fact that, like, not gonna lie, y'all all kind of date each other, and it's kind of weird. Like, right. It's like a friend group dating each other, and it's like, bro, no one wants to deal with the fact that, like, you not only dated a girl, you probably still friends with her ex nigga, but her other ex nigga, and it's like, damn, like, and then people that have watched the show and everything like that, well, the documentary, see that, it's like, what's going on? And also, nothing stays consistent in her life. Like, we remember, I think it was season 2, she was about to leave and move to Texas with her mom. Mm-hmm. So then she had to start living with Ashlyn, da-da-da. Her mom's already not really active in her life, which we'll talk about. So it was like, and then EJ left. EJ went to college or whatever. Like, so nothing could stay consistent in her life. So honestly, I don't really blame her for making their relationship public. But Ricky, you also have to step up to the plate. Because I remember she was talking to somebody, and she was like, well, if he doesn't step up to the plate, like, I think it's just done. Even then, look at how your past has, like, look at what you've done in the past. Like, I'm sorry, that girl wrote a whole love song for you. You didn't even say I love you. And y'all been dating. Y'all known each other for, like, y'all whole lives entirely, like, literally. And you couldn't even say I love you. And y'all been dating for mad long. Right. That makes sense? No.
Right. And then Courtney is basically going off to college, so she's freaking out about whether she should go to Ivy or if she... Oh, I think this is when... Yeah, so she was considering which Ivy to go to. Bro, they all the same. Like, I don't know why she was freaking out. Like, they're all the same. Like, I didn't really understand that, but okay. And we know she deals with anxiety, so that also plays into why she kept freaking out. And then Jet liking her again just felt so unnatural. Like, they just forced that onto us. Like, I don't know. And then Ricky's father and Miss Jen get into it because Ricky's father did not bring enough candy, and she was like, bro, I texted you, like, you need to have enough candy. He only brought one bag of candy, and their whole apartment had 50 units. That was the problem with your first relationship. You didn't listen. Like father, like son. Y'all don't listen. You don't communicate. Like, and he says, like, I'm just not over my first wife. Like, you shouldn't have jumped into a new relationship.
Duh. Like, if y'all had just, like, the divorce is very much still fresh.
They divorced in the first season. Like, technically, that's, like, last year for them.
Yeah. It's been a year for everything. So it's like, bro, it's very much still fresh. Not saying you can't date, but at least keep in mind that there's old wounds there, essentially. And then Maddox played the prank on them, and then Ashley's like, oh, I want to mouth her. Like, just thirsty. That whole episode I was pausing because of secondhand embarrassment. I was like, no. And then Gina introduced Ricky to her mother, but she told her mom, oh, he's just my friend.
Me personally, I just could not. And then his father and Miss Jen break up. And then we find out that Seb cheated on Carlos. Cheated on Carlos. And you want to know who he cheated with? We'll talk about that later. But and then Ashley and Maddox, they almost kissed or whatever. That was cute. Da da da. Jared, who was Carlos's ex-boyfriend last season, yeah, he pops up and is like, "I want to be with you," and Carlos is like, "No, nigga, like the fuck." And then Ricky goes home crying, and then Miss Jen is just there to comfort him, like the mother he should have had. Anyways, so that episode 5, my nigga EJ come back. Like, I was like, yeah. And so basically what happened was Miss Jen like wrote a recommendation for Ricky to college, and then she also sent Ricky to go stay with EJ because his life is and he needed somebody to talk to him. So, and EJ's like a brother to him, even though they dated the same girl.
Because the way last season he was like, I'm not even mad. And then he looked up and then just walked away. I was like, oh my God.
Yeah.
He's like, bro, EJ, nah. His
EJ lost both his girls to Ricky, like. But EJ, he had the best character development. He really matured. Like, if you watch the 4th season, if you watch how he progressed, bro. Because that first season...
He was scaring hoes.
No, like, deadass. I was like, yeah. And so then we found out EJ separated from his dad. And if you didn't know, EJ was like a Nepo baby. But then he split ways with his dad. I don't remember why. But I was just shocked. I was like, okay.
Remember, it was the whole, like, his dad basically using his connection to get him into Georgetown. Was that Georgetown? Remember, because he didn't get into Georgetown on his own. And once his dad made like a little call to admissions, it was like, oh, you in now. And it's like, that's not right.
Right.
Well, we cheated on Carlos.
Oh yeah, hold on. Let me get to that. Let me get to that. So Courtney, she's going back and forth about whether she should go to Ivy or whatever, and then she takes a tour of Lewis College, which is like a fake HBCU in their world. And not gonna lie, I always saw her as an HBCU girl. I never saw her as a PWI girl.
Because of Prince, she was like naming Princeton, Yale, and I'm like, girl,
how we're not on that list? Like, if you watch the show, Courtney just exudes HBCU. She doesn't give PWI. I feel like her light will get dimmed there. So now we're gonna talk about who Seb cheated with. Let's get a drum roll. Seb cheated with Big Red. Yo! Big Red. No. Because I don't even remember how the whole scene went. But Big Red, basically, Big Red talked about some, oh yeah, we went out to the movies or whatever, and one thing led to another, and we just kissed. But it's okay, because Seb said it meant nothing.
What do you mean by that?
Weren't y'all both dating somebody though? Okay.
Like, I'm not understanding.
Out of all the men you could have chose, you choose that.
And then, mind you, Carlos was like, bro, we're supposed to be, like, really good friends. Like, you kissed my man. Like, where Chloe Bailey at? Do you ever wonder, like, who else is fucking your man? Like, I don't like how Big Red just trying to, joke it off because, like, out of that, he realized he was bisexual, but it's like you still play with people's feelings at the end of the day. So you're trying to laugh it off because, oh, you realize Ashlyn is lesbian now. Okay, you don't have to worry about that. And Seb don't have feelings for
you. Still hurt your friend.
Right.
Like, let's take accountability.
Like, I didn't like that. I did not like that. And so Carlos and Miss Jen have a little, like, crying moment together because they both broke up with their niggas. So, yeah. And then we get to the relationship between Gina and her mom, which I'm about to dive into right now. So basically, Gina's mom pops out of nowhere, and I think it's like the movie. It's something about the movie, and so she shows up out of nowhere. She's like, "Oh, I couldn't miss your big day." Then Gina's like, "You missed all my opening nights before this," and so let me get into that because. Here's the thing with her mom. Her mom also invited Mac over for dinner which I guess because he's a celebrity. And when they was at the dinner table, she was all like laughing and da da da. Like she really liked Mac or whatever. But my thing is, don't support Gina just because you think now her career like is like credible now. Like I really felt that too. Like with black parents, like they only really believe in your dreams
when they see success,
right,
very early on.
Especially if it's in the arts, like, because if it was STEM related, trust she would have got her full support. But Gina's saying, okay, now you're here when I'm in a movie versus when I had my plays. Now you want to show up? Like, that's crazy.
Because it's also like, bro, and not to say, because like the first time, okay, because you have your whole job situation. Not that you've been settled into, where they live at? Utah?
Yeah.
Like, where they like, now that you're settled in there and y'all actually have a house and all this other stuff, you could have attended her play when she was at camp. You could have attended mad stuff that she has been in. You just chose not to.
And now her dream is respectable in your eyes. You cannot just show up last minute like that. She really needed you, bro. And you left and she was at her whole friend's house. Like, why you not with your daughter? I don't understand. Like, I didn't like that.
Or make an effort to at least, because we never heard really nothing about her mom until like it was like, oh, she might have to leave, and it's like you could have at least had like, we saw no communication with them like that at all, and that just goes to show like, bro, like you aren't present in her life until it kind of is like, okay. And then mind you, she didn't even want Gina dating in the first place. She was very much like, I don't want you messing with no boys. It's time for you to get serious.
But now that it's a celebrity, all of a sudden it's like, okay, it's fine now. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, and then she basically dismissed the whole Rena situation. Like, she really did not like Ricky. And I understand that because Ricky did not have his life together. But you can't be like, oh, no, boys, you got to be about the books. And then now all of a sudden, because she has fame, now it's okay, it's fine.
Even then, if like Ricky doesn't have life together right now, then they're literally 17, 18. No one's gonna literally have the same plan they had for years at 17 and 18. And that's another thing with black parents too. It's like you expect somebody to really have their whole life figured out by the time they turn 18 because they're legally an adult. But It's like, bro, they're not even, first of all, the brain ain't even developed yet. So how they supposed to have all their stuff figured out and everything like that when literally, and also you have not shown any prior interest into her, any of her life period before this.
Right.
You have not even asked her like, oh, like what play is this? What are y'all doing? This, that, and the third. Like you literally have never even showed interest. But as soon as she get into a movie, it's like, okay, now you interested.
And this episode 5, they're supposed to be saving the play because the principal's like, well, due to the movie being shot, we're trying to like shut down the play. But because they're all 16, 17, 18, they're trying to get their lives together. They can't really focus on their aspirations in the play at the same time. And all this like because of the documentary, all this shit is just piling up on them and stuff, right? Mm-hmm. And so Carlos and Seb like finally confront each other. And Seb is like, oh, but the kiss meant nothing, da da da. And I felt like Carlos should have beat that ass. I'm so sorry. Like, Carlos really should have beat his ass for that. Like,
so I looked at my footage and I realized that most of the ending of the video where we were talking about the 5th episode and the last 3 episodes was not recorded on the camera. You see my issue with the camera. So I'm gonna give you guys like a recap of what we said. Basically, we were like, oh, nobody could really get mad except for Courtney because she was physically not in the state. That the play like got canceled because you guys knew you had a priority. And I mean, it's fine that you had other life worries to worry about. Like, I mean, we're human, you guys are teenagers, da da da. But overall, like, to put blame on people and stuff, because Ricky was doing that a lot, is stupid and selfish, and you guys all knew the priorities that you had. And then we were psyched because EJ ended up taking Mazara's role in the play. So it was like, yeah, EJ back, he back acting, da da da. And I don't know. Oh, we were like, how the whole graduation scene, or like how just the ending was so good. And I don't know if I go into this in the last clip that I was able to save, but I was talking about how Gina's speech where she was talking to we didn't really go over 6 and 7 like that, because I think that was the actual like play, and my memory of it is not the best of it, meaning it was probably irrelevant to the character development. But yeah, so I was saying that Gina's speech to all of her members, it was so like raw and authentic. I think it was in the 8th episode. It made you feel like this is an actual like it's like real life. Like it's not really a show, you know what I'm saying? And for her to say that, I think she said that Ricky made her feel seen in ways that she never felt before. That really brought tears to my eyes when I was watching it, and that is what made me Team Rena at the end. Because yes, I don't like Ricky, but if he was able to step up to the plate, and he was, because he admitted that he loved her in front of everybody, so he finally took the step that he been needing to take. So I'm like, well, if he's willing to actually step up to the plate for the first time, and their relationship has changed her in ways in which she just never felt noticed before or respected, I just have to respect the relationship. Like, I don't know, like, they're young, like, he's young, like, they're growing, they're gonna grow together, you know what I'm saying? And she also ended up moving the movie from New Zealand to Salt Lake, so now they could like be together. And Seb and Carlos ended up like getting back together. Still was mad at Seb, but it's okay. Ashley and Maddox worked out. Courtney's going to Lewis. Yeah. Our final thoughts. We was basically saying how High School Musical, how this show propelled people's careers.
Yeah.
Like Olivia Rodrigo, like her being able to get 3 Grammys and just focus on music and stuff. Like, bro, she had the biggest.
Like, her shit skyrocketed. Like, it's like, and she just keeps going. Like, even from like certain, like, I think she might become like a Marc Jacobs ambassador. Like that.
She had Tae Young in her ear whispering, like, why couldn't that be me?
Cause no, the way my timeline broke when that happened I was like, I went on Twitter, I just seen this, her and this. I'm like, what is going on?
I was like, oh, that should have been me. Like, that should have been me. And then it also propelled Sophia Wiley's career, because now she's in a lot of more acting projects, and you can really see, like, she can act.
Yeah.
Like, she can act down. Like, that movie on Netflix, The School of Good and Evil, y'all should watch that, because her in that movie, she ate down. Like, and it also propelled Joshua's career, but, like, he had a lot of bumps in the road. So we're just gonna skip past that whole...
Oh?
Anyways, we're gonna skip past that whole...
Whatever that was. Whatever that was.
And we also said how we basically liked how the reboot of the movie, like, so this show wasn't really focused on the past like that. Besides them putting on the High School Musical plays itself, they were able to be individual characters and not be tied to the legacy that is High School Musical.
Because they still had, like, characters coming and popping, like Corbin Blue. I think his name, Monique Coleman that plays Taylor, the nigga that plays Ryan, the Coach Bolt. Like, they had people still coming in, but it still did not take away from the fact that they still are their own, like, characters.
Right.
And that's very important, because a lot of reboots like to put in, like, oh, we the kids of that. Like, I don't remember what it was, but it was like, what reboot, like, what recently just came out that was a reboot? It was like
Gossip Girl.
Yes, I'll say that is a show that's like, it's like they could have did so much with that show. It's so disappointing, but it's like you still had characters come in, but still kind of overshadow the fact that they're not like the original characters anymore. And it's like you should not have to deal with that. It's weird. But with this show, it didn't do that. It just let them really just be their own people and get to work.
Yeah, and yeah, basically, I think it was a good ending. I think it ended well, like,
especially for a show that's not being on regular TV.
Right,
it's a stream. It's on a
that's Disney Plus's like only good show, to be honest, because they really canceled the other shows, and other shows.
They fumbled Loki badly. They fumbled. WandaVision was probably, it was good, but we don't need another season. I don't think we need another season.
But as far as Disney shows go, like, that was really the only one, because it really felt like it was for everybody and not just like children, you know what I'm saying? There are other shows that are targeted towards like young or teen youth. It's not really like that. So I was like, okay. But I'm glad they felt like they didn't need to do a 5th season. I'm glad. Like, let's just end it here. The whole senior year thing for the other cast, it was gonna be too much.
And you weren't gonna have other characters there as much anymore either, so it would have made no sense.
Yeah, I didn't really need to see them in their college years. There needs to be no spinoff of the show. We're gonna leave it at that.
Just leave it alone.
So at the end of the day, Team Rena.
No, you
Okay.
will not persuade me to this world.
Okay. But you're with EJ and Sophia. That's a swirl.
I'd rather that. That's Blazer and Africa right there. With Ricky, no, let him work on himself. Like he needs to work on himself. Like it's literally, bro. He has stuff he needs to talk about. He's a therapist. Where is the therapy? The kids need therapy.
Maybe I'll include an edit and we can let them decide if they really gonna fuck with them. But anyways, that's really it for the video. Hopefully everything recorded. I'm gonna be tight after we record. But that's really the end of our video. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know if you want more show reviews, because I'll definitely bear through some shows. Not everything, but I'll bear through some shows and give my final review, because I'll be writing notes. Like, you should see my Google Docs. Like, there's mad notes in there for this show. Definitely tune in, stream the show. I'm not getting sponsored by this, but you should stream the show.
No, I'm not getting sponsored.
Just if you want to sponsor me though, like. But yeah, any closing remarks?
I'm glad it's over.
Yeah, so that's basically it for the video. I'll include her socials either in the description or somewhere on the screen if I feel like editing it. Yeah, and thank you for watching.
Period.
Bye. Like, go watch my other videos.
I'm curious, yeah. 사진 속 네가